as the SADC chairperson. Thank you so much. I think the representative, you'll pass this to the Inspector General. To the same extent, allow me to extend my profound gratitude to the SADC Secretariat and the Interpol Harabia Rally, who from 1st to 2nd October 2024 visited me for an onboarding exercise which was meant to enlighten me of the role, structure, sectors, and units under the organ, the roles and responsibilities of SADC chairperson, regional strategic instruments to combat transnational organized crime, decisions to be implemented, statutory and technical meetings, operations to combat transnational organized crimes, and SADC technical organs, amongst others. The two institutions made it easy for me to execute my mandate as SADC chairperson. They were always there, alongside with me in any intervention that I conducted. I'm exceedingly grateful to their commitment to the cause and the agenda of SADC. Our guests of honor, allow me to present a report summarizing the interventions and observations made during my tenure as the SADC chairperson. As you are aware, SADC chairperson is expected to visit SADC member states to assess progress made in the implementation of decisions of ministerial committee of the organ, SADC and Interpol relating to strengthening the fight against TOC, amongst others. Since I had enough time and budget, my plan was to visit at least 6 member states. However, I managed to visit 2 member states, that is the Republic of Zambia and the Republic of Malawi. The other 4 member states, which were requested to host the SADC chairperson, could not do so due to unforeseen circumstances. Fellow chiefs of police, may I underscore the fact that SADC chairperson visits are not meant for fault finding or witch hunting, but they enhance regional cooperation amongst us through sharing of information and best practice, benchmarking, and effective coordination of regional efforts to combat TOC. It is unfortunate that there are few member states that are always ready to host the SADC chairperson, and these have been visited year in and year out. Therefore, it is my humble submission that the chiefs of police should in fact volunteer to be visited by the SADC chairperson rather than waiting to be requested. Allow me, chiefs of police, to present to you the following. First, monitoring and evaluation visits. The Republic of Zambia. My first port of call was to visit the outgoing SADC chairperson to enable me to ride on the success achieved by him during his tenure, appreciate the challenges member states were facing in combating TOC, and to acquire hindsight regarding the thrust of my future visits to member states. Therefore, I had the honor and the privilege to visit the Republic of Zambia from 9th to 10th December 2024. I was accompanied by the senior officer, Police SADC at the SADC Secretariat, Madam Tanyani Gumede, and the head of Interpol Harare, represented by the Regional Specialized Officer, Interpol Harare, Mr. Simon Musora. Guests of honor, distinguished delegates, I'm gratified to report that the Zambia Police Service consistently participates in SADC programs, workshops, training activities, joint operations, and meetings, a gesture which underlines and demonstrates unparalleled commitment by the Republic of Zambia to foster cooperation, collaboration, and coordination with SADC member states in the fight against TOC. I also noted that the following best practice by the Republic of Zambia, which other member states may emulate. First, participation in SADC programs and activities. Second, hosting of regional interventions. Third, an operational National Counterterrorism Center constituted by various law enforcement agencies whose officers are seconded and are under the payroll of the center, addressing gender imbalance through the recruitment process. And during the visit, the Republic of Zambia cited delays in getting responses pertaining to mutual legal assistance as one of the challenges impacting negativity on Zambia's efforts to combat TOC. It was also highlighted that the Republic of Zambia faces challenges in terms of financial, human, and technological resources, diverse legal systems, and regulatory frameworks amongst member states, which negatively impact on efforts to harmonize strategies for combating TOC. Guests of honor, distinguished guests, during the visit, I also took time to visit Zambia National Counterterrorism Center and Zambia Police Training College to appreciate how the two institutions operate. I am pleased to note that Zambia National Counterterrorism Center is fully operational and is constituted of members from various law enforcement agencies who are seconded and are under the payroll of the center. On the other hand, the Zambia Police Training College is responsible for training all regular police trainees, conducting in-service training for members of the service, and carrying out other duties as may be directed by the Inspector General of Police. Second, the Republic of Malawi. Guests of honor, distinguished guests, from the Republic of Zambia, I visited the incoming chairperson in the Republic of Malawi from 12th to 13th December 2024. I was accompanied by the senior officer police at SADC Secretariat representative, the liaison officer at the SADC Secretariat, Mr. Simbarashe Manjera, and Interpol Harare representative, Regional Specialized Officer, Interpol Harare, Mr. Simon Musora. I am also pleased to highlight that Malawi Police Service consistently participates in SADC programs, workshops, training activities, operations, and meetings. I must also commend the Republic of Malawi actively participating in joint simultaneous operations such as Operation Kutwa, Operation Usalama, and the Operation Basadi. Furthermore, let me applaud the Republic of Malawi for being among the first few member states to sign the SADC protocol against trafficking in persons, which was approved by the MCO in 2022. As you may be aware, the protocol is yet to enter into force due to lack of the required quorum for signatures and ratifications. Just like the Republic of Zambia, the Republic of Malawi cited delays in getting responses pertaining to mutual legal assistance on criminal matters and extradition as one of the challenges impacting negatively on its efforts to combat TOC. It was also highlighted that the Republic of Malawi faces challenges in terms of resources and technological capabilities to fully implement SADC and the Interpol resolutions, including lack of modern forensic tools, databases, and training resources. During the visit, I noted the following best practice by the Republic of Malawi, which other member states may emulate. First, participation in SAPCO programs and activities, and second, elevation of competent female police officers to leadership positions through women empowerment programs. Other observations: SAPCO capacity building and training programs. Guests of honor, fellow chiefs of police, due to the shifting political landscape, the funds which were available from the international cooperating partners to finance some of the SAPCO capacity building and the training programs are being withdrawn and or getting reduced. This is negatively impacting on our concerted efforts to enhance the capacity of our law enforcement officers through training, as reflected by the fact that from 2024 approved regional action plan, only 5 out of 18 planned courses were conducted. Fellow chiefs, it is therefore my humble submission that member states volunteers to host and fund some of the training programs, and it is also important for member states to consistently pay their SAPCO contributions. SAPCO games. Fellow chiefs of police, I have noticed with concern that we are struggling to find a member state that is willing to host the 12th edition of SAPCO Games, which was supposed to be conducted this year. The last edition of the SAPCO Games was held from 1st to 15th August 2022 here in Dar es Salaam, United Republic of Tanzania. I still recall that we made a resolution and came up with a roster for hosting SAPCO Games during the 28th Annual General Meeting held in June 2023 in Swakopmund, the Republic of Namibia. It is therefore important for us to ensure that we religiously implement the resolution that we come up with and agree upon. Otherwise, the Annual General Meeting risks degenerating into a talk show. Recommendations. Guests of honor, fellow chiefs of police, allow me to add a few recommendations by urging member states, first, to expedite domestication of the SADC integrated strategy to prevent and combat transnational organized crime and its action plan through the development of national strategies and the action plans which resonate with the regional strategy and action plan. Second, sign and ratify the protocol against trafficking in persons to effectively address the scourge of trafficking and smuggling of migrants in the SADC region. Third, enhance interagency cooperation, collaboration and coordination in the fight against transnational organized crime at national and intergovernmental levels. Fourth, volunteer to host and fund SAPCO Games, capacity building and training programs. Fifth, consistently pay SADC contributions, and sixth, strengthen efforts to mobilize resources for the implementation of the strategy and the action plan by engaging and bringing on board the private sector and international cooperating partners. Guests of honor, fellow chiefs of police, ladies and gentlemen, I humbly submit my report to this August House, and this marks not only the conclusion of my tenure as SADC chairperson, but also a moment of reflection and gratitude. Allow me once again to express my heartfelt appreciation to all chiefs of police for the unwavering support, guidance, and solidarity extended to me throughout my tenure. Your cooperation and commitment have been central to the progress we have achieved together in advancing regional policing and security cooperations. I would like also to thank the Republic of Zambia and the Republic of Malawi for hosting me and my entourage during my visit. Your reception and engagement exemplify the spirit of unity and partnership that defines SADC. It has been a true privilege to serve in this capacity, and I remain committed to continue our shared mission and promoting peace, security, and the rule of law in our region. I once again thank the chairperson of the SADC organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania and Commander-in-Chief, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, for facilitating the successful hosting of the SADC Chiefs of Police 30th Annual General Meeting by the United Republic of Tanzania. In conclusion, I would like to express profound gratitude to all the chiefs of police for the unconditional support they rendered to me during my tenure. I would also like to sincerely thank SADC Secretariat and Arabi Harari for the unwavering support and cooperation, without which I would not have been able to successfully carry out my mandate as a SADC chairperson. I thank you so much for listening. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Asanteni sana na karibuni sana Tanzania.
Thank you, sir.
Mtazamaji wa Usalama
Another
TV,
big
basi
round of
alikuwa
applause
ni
for
mkuu wa
Sub
jeshi la
Chairperson,
polisi
please.
and CPF Camillus
Thank
Mkoso
you.
Mbura akimaliza hotuba
Honorable
yake
guest of
hivyo,
honor, sir, after such a remark,
na
may
kama
I now
unavyomuona
take
hivi
this
sasa
opportunity to
kinachoendelea
invite
hapa
Tanzania Police Brass Band to
ni
entertain us for a very short
mtazamaji wa
time
Usalama TV,
so
ni
that we
mkutano
can
wa
exhaust what have been
shirikisho
just said.
la
Please,
wakuu wa
Brass
majeshi ya
Band,
polisi ukanda
you're welcome.
wa nchi za Afrika, ambapo ni mkutano mkubwa wa 30 huu ukifanyika katika nchi ya Tanzania. Na kama tulivyotoka kuambia hapo awali kwamba mkutano huu umejizatiti katika kuweza kutengeneza mazingira mazuri ya kuweza kukabiliana na uhalifu unaovuka mipaka. Basi tuame moja kwa moja kumsikiliza ASP Christina Mponji.
May I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Mohamed Benairedi, representing Ambassador Jalel Chelba, Acting Executive Director, AFRIPOL, for his remarks. Please, you're welcome, sir.
Good morning. Honorable Innocent Luga Bashangwa, Member of Parliament, Guest of Honor, Minister of Home Affairs for the United Republic of Tanzania, Excellency, IGP Camillus Wambura, SADC Chairperson and Chief of Tanzania Police Force, United Republic of Tanzania, IGP Marlin Nashulu Yolamu, incoming SADC Chairperson and the Inspector General of Malawi Police Service, IGP Gaffer Musamba, outgoing SADC Chairperson, and the Inspector General of Zambia Police Service, hereby represented by Commissioner of Police Maxwell Timba, the Director of Criminal Investigation Department of Zambia. Esteemed Professor Kula Ismail Teletsan, Director of Organs on Politics, Defense and Security Affairs, SADC Secretariat, Mr. Valdisi Orquiza, Interpol Secretary General, represented by Mr. Siru Moran, the head of Interpol, Arabi Haran, Honorable Vita Rashid Kawawa, Member of Parliament, Chairperson of Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Affairs, Defense and Security, Honorable Najawa Livingston Kabuyuka, Member of Parliament, Chairperson of Parliamentary Public Account Committee, distinguished Chiefs of Police SADC and your delegations, Commissioner of Police Ramadani Kingai, Chairperson of SADC Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee and Director of Criminal Investigation Department, Tanzania, Madam Tanyani Gimidi, Senior Officer Police SADC Secretariat, Commissioners of Police from Tanzania Police Force, SADC members of Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee, heads of NCB and members of technical organs, SADC members of Legal, Women, Network and Training Subcommittees, senior police officers present, staff from SADC Secretariat, staff from Interpol Regional Bureau for Southern Africa in Harare, Zimbabwe, members of local organizing committee, invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for AFRIPOL to address this important gathering of the 30th Annual General Meeting of the SADC Chiefs of Police Subcommittee SADC of the Interstate Defense and Security Committee, whose leadership continue to shape the security trajectory of our continent. I wish to express from the outset AFRIPOL deep appreciation for your commitment to strengthening regional cooperation and for the close collaboration between AFRIPOL and SADC. Before proceeding, I would like to take a moment to express our sincere appreciation to the authorities of the United Republic of Tanzania for the warm hospitality extended to all participants and to AFRIPOL delegation. I also wish to convey our gratitude to the SADC Secretariat for the impeccable organization of this important meeting. Your dedication and professionalism have ensured a conducive environment for meaningful exchange. Excellencies, we meet today at a critical juncture, one marked by the convergence of traditional and emerging security threats, growing sophistication of criminal networks, and heightened expectation from our citizens for protection and justice. In this context, the role of AFRIPOL as the African Union mechanism for police cooperation, dedicated platform, has never been more relevant nor more tested. The chiefs of police from the SADC region have constantly played a pivotal role in shaping AFRIPOL's strategic direction. Your strong presence and leadership in AFRIPOL statutory meetings, whether through the steering committee or the General Assembly, have been instrumental in formulating proposals and driving forward decisions that reflect the real priorities of law enforcement on the ground. This region's voice has also been influential and proactive in ensuring that AFRIPOL remains grounded in the operational needs of member states. For that, we express our deepest appreciation. Excellencies, allow me to briefly update you on some of AFRIPOL's achievements and ongoing initiatives. Despite the limited budget allocated by the AU, largely restricted to funding statutory meeting, AFRIPOL has, through strong partnership, been able to deliver impactful results. With Interpol, through the ISPA program, AFRIPOL have implemented joint training, coordinated operations, and intelligence sharing frameworks. With the German Federal Police, we are jointly advancing the network of excellence in forensic science. We harmonized practices and issued guidelines. Through collaborations with GIZ, UNODC, CIPOL, and CityJust, we have carried out over 20 thematic trainings addressing terrorism, cybercrime, financial crimes, and criminal intelligence. AFRIPOL has also led cross-border operations, including Operation OTAPI 2024, targeting illicit pharmaceutical and counterfeit goods in Sahel and Central regions, and is currently preparing OTAPI 2 for the YAPCO region, with its pre-operational phase to take place in Dar es Salaam in 23 July 2025. We are also working with Interpol on joint operation to disrupt organized crime, terrorism, and cyber threats across the continent. Strategically, we are building centers of excellence with the first digital forensic lab in Nairobi, already underway, serving as a prototype for similar hubs across all 5 African regions, as well as the Egyptian Police Academy, serving as a continental center of excellence. Furthermore, AFRIPOL has completed the upgrade of its secure communication system, AFSECOM, and the installation of a new data center, which will operationalize data exchange platform. Once the rules and regulation of this communication system approved by the General Assembly of AFRIPOL, then by the conference, this African-controlled platform will enable member states to manage their own databases and exchange operational data securely and efficiently. Yes, AFRIPOL performed well, but we believe we can do better. These achievements, while notable, have been realized under difficult circumstances. Our ability to scale and institutionalize these successes is constrained by structural and organizational limitations. AFRIPOL current status as a mechanism within the PABS AU limits its capacity to autonomously execute decisions taken by its steering committee and General Assembly. Every decision must pass through layers of approval within the AU Commission, sometimes facing delays. In addition, critical human resource gap is seriously affecting AFRIPOL's ability to deliver on its mandate. Without urgent action, this staffing shortfall will continue to limit our impact across the continent. AFRIPOL annual program budget is limited and covers only statutory meetings, such as the General Assembly and 2 steering committee meetings. No funding is allocated for capacity building, joint operation, or operational support to member states. This stems from AFRIPOL's current status as a mechanism within the AU, which precludes access to a dedicated operational budget line. As a result, a widening gap exists between member state expectations and the organization's actual capacity to deliver. Reform and sustainable support are essential to close this gap and enhance AFRIPOL impact. Key support programs by partners, such as ISPA program, are ending in 2025. Others, including partnership with German Federal Police and GIZ, also depend on German Foreign Federal Office funds. As valuable as these partnerships are, they are not sustainable and cannot replace the need for member state-led predictable funding. This is why the institutional reform of AFRIPOL is no longer optional, it is essential. The decision of AFRIPOL Extraordinary General Assembly in November 2024 to elevate AFRIPOL to an EU organ represents a turning point. It aims to ensure that African police forces are no longer structurally underrepresented within the African Union peace and security framework. This reform will enable AFRIPOL to recruit and manage its personnel directly. This will enable AFRIPOL to swiftly fill critical vacancies, attract specialized expertise, and build on stable and accountable workforce tailored to its operational needs. Secure a predictable, well-structured budget with dedicated funding, AFRIPOL could plan and implement long-term capacity building programs, joint operations, and technical assistance, relying solely on ad hoc donor support. Respond to member state operational needs without bureaucratic delay. Greater autonomy would allow AFRIPOL to act based on the decision of chiefs of police, to deploy, support, and coordinate regional actions in real time without waiting for prolonged EU clearance processes, and most importantly, give the African police community a seat at the strategic table of continental decision-making. Excellencies, the engagement of chiefs of police from SADC member states is of strategic importance. As senior leaders entrusted with national and regional security responsibilities, your voices carry significant weight. By relying the urgency of AFRIPOL institutional reform to the appropriate national and regional authorities, you can help ensure that this matter receives the attention it deserves at the highest decision-making levels. Your presence and support during the upcoming STC DSS session in Addis Ababa will be instrumental. This marks the first time that police institutions will participate formally in such a high-level EU forum, an unprecedented opportunity to anchor law enforcement priorities at the heart of continental security policy. AFRIPOL believes on your leadership to ensure that this reform becomes reality, not just for AFRIPOL, but for the collective future of African policing. AFRIPOL is your mechanism. Strengthening it is a strategic necessity for safeguarding Africa's future, promoting police leadership, and protecting our shared security space. Building on this strong foundation, AFRIPOL is fully committed to further deepening its cooperation with SADC. We recognize the unique expertise, operational experience, and strategic vision that your institutions bring to the continental security agenda. Our objective is to translate this long-standing partnership into more structured and impactful joint initiatives, whether through targeted training programs, coordinated cross-border operations, or enhanced information sharing mechanisms. We firmly believe that reinforced collaboration with SADC will not only amplify regional responses to crime, but also strengthen AFRIPOL's collective ability to address emerging and transnational threats. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the valuable discussions held yesterday with the technical team, which allowed us to explore in detail our shared priorities and to lay the groundwork for deeper operational engagement moving forward. Thank you for your attention and for your continued trust and partnership. I submit.
Mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, huyo ni Mr. Vardes Orquiza ambaye ni Interpol Secretary General na ameweza kutoa hotuba yake hivyo katika mkutano huu wa wakuu wa shirikisho la majeshi ya polisi toka ukanda huu wa kusini mwa Afrika SADC. Na sasa hivi ni burudani ya brass band wakiburudisha sasa hivi kidogo, maana ni moja ya sehemu ambayo itachangamsha kidogo hapa na kusherehesha hii. Frank Lukwaro, brass band ndo wako sasa hivi.
Naam, hii ni bendi yetu ya hapa Dar es Salaam. Tuna jumla ya bendi 4 kwa sasa. Kuna hii ya Dar es Salaam, kuna ya Zanzibar, kuna ya shule ya polisi Tanzania Moshi, lakini pia kule makao makuu ya polisi Dodoma iko bendi nyingine. Sasa hii hapa ni ya hapa jijini Dar es Salaam, na wanaonyesha burudani kidogo kwa ajili ya kusherehesha ufunguzi huu baada ya kupata hotuba takribani 2 za utangulizi tukielekea katika ufunguzi wa mkutano huu. Basi tuwafuatilie tuone wanachokifanya katika kusherehesha.
mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, na ndivyo waziri wa Wizara ya Mambo Ndani ya nchi Mheshimiwa Innocent Bashungwa kenda kwa kabidhi zawadi brass band kwa kazi nzuri na kwa burudani nzuri ambayo wameweza kuitoa, na hakika brass band imefanya kazi kubwa, kazi nzuri ya kuweza kusherehesha katika mkutano huu ama ufunguzi wa mkutano huu wa wakuu wa shirikisho la wakuu wa majeshi ya polisi. Basi tuungane moja kwa moja na SCP Christina Mponji kwa ajili ya kujua kile ambacho kinaendelea.
Mr. Selo Moirane, the head of Interpol Arabi Harare, on behalf of Mr. Valdez Urquiza, Interpol Secretary General, for his remarks. Please, you're welcome, sir.
Naam, ni mwakilishi wa katibu mtendaji wa Interpol ambao pia wanasimamia mambo haya ya usalama wa unaovuka mipaka Interpol, na anawakilisha kwa Mr. Morane ambaye yuko kule Harare, Zimbabwe, katika ofisi ya Interpol. Tumsikilize hotuba yake ambayo anamwakilisha mkurugenzi mtendaji wa Interpol.
Secretary General of Interpol, Mr. Valdez Urquiza. My name is Selo Moirane and I'm the head of Interpol Regional Bureau for Southern Africa. We are based in the city of Harare in Zimbabwe. Guest of honor, Honorable Minister Innocent Bashungwa, Member of Parliament, Minister for Home Affairs for the United Republic of Tanzania. SADC Chairperson and Chief of Tanzania Police Force, United Republic of Tanzania, Inspector General Camillus Wambura, incoming SADC Chairperson and Inspector General of Malawi Police Service, Inspector General Marilyn Nachul Yulamu, Inspector General Rafael Musamba, outgoing SADC Chairperson, and the Inspector General of Zambia Police, hereby represented by Commissioner of Police 𝒓𝒊𝒈𝒉𝒕𝒔, who is the Director of Criminal Investigation Department in Zambia. Professor Kula Ismail Teletsane, Director of Organs on Politics, Defense and Security Affairs, SADC Secretariat. Ambassador Jalel Shelba, Acting Executive Director AFRIPOL, represented by Dr. Mohamed Banarai. Honorable Vita Rashid Kawawa, Member of Parliament, Chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Affairs, Defense and Security. Honorable Njenjwa Livingstone Kabokoya, Member of Parliament, Chairperson of Parliamentary and Public Accounts Committee, and also the Director of Criminal Intelligence Department in Task Force, SADC members of the Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee, heads of central bureaus and members of technical organs, SADC members of Legal Women Network and Training Subcommittee, senior police officers present, staff from SADC Secretariat and RB Harare for Southern Africa in Harare, members of local organizing committee, guests, invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, bon dia, habari ya asubuhi. It is both a privilege and honor to render my first remarks as a Secretary General of Interpol Criminal Police Organization since my appointment in Glasgow, November 2024. The convening of the 30th SADC Chief of Police Annual General Meeting holds significant prospects in shaping regional and international security infrastructure. Guest of honor, Honorable Minister, thank you for welcoming me and my guest delegations in your amazing industrial city of Dar es Salaam, United Republic of Tanzania. 𝒓𝒊𝒈𝒉𝒕 ethos are a testimony of a due diligent, committed region, of course led with strategic intent, always intent on fashioning solution to its own regional policing. This gathering is a testament to shared commitment of nations in the SADC region to advance the common agenda on security, safety, and justice. Esteemed Chief of Police, Interpol offers its wholehearted program through its Regional Bureau for Southern Africa located in Harare in the Republic of Zimbabwe, cooperation and excellent collaboration to the SADC Secretariat and through the NCB Central Bureaus. The Southern African Development Committee SADC region holds exceptional importance for Interpol. It is a region with rich, various, diverse, mineral, excellent climate, aqua world, and wildlife. But equally, it's a region facing tremendous challenge on border crimes that transcends and complex criminal threats, abuse of intelligence, artificial intelligence, environmental crimes, human trafficking. All these are not isolated but interconnected. SADC region requires a robust intelligence, technologies, and new tools, and above all, partnerships that will make sure that the region works. Interpol recognized the pivotal role of the SADC Secretariat in fostering the region to come together by ensuring that you have a stability and you combat the threats that are deeper than just an individual state knowledge, that require shared knowledge, exploring new tools and strategies through diverse mechanisms. As I indicated, our regional bureau in Harare, Zimbabwe, continue to build capacities in digital forensics, as well as border security and forensic capabilities to support the region to enhance its program on security and integrated global framework against the threat of transnational organized crime. It continued to develop to be a vital hub, facilitating cooperation among member countries and bolstering the region's capacity to address complex, mutating criminal phenomena. At the core of Interpol's efforts to combat TOC, transnational organized crime, lies a very comprehensive and extensive array of policing capabilities, encompassing databases, secure communication platforms, and crime analysis. I'm pleased to acknowledge the crime threat assessment produced by the SADC region, facilitated through the Regional Bureau Harare, has attracted commendable recommendation from units such as strategic intelligence analysis, as well as our counterparts in Europol. They are appreciating what we are doing as a region. Nevertheless, we acknowledge the region is faced with complex gangs with unlimited resources, and our delays in a response or our fragmented approach will not help the region, neither the international community, against these criminals who are continuing to create a haven and create safety within the region. We should therefore, as the previous minister of the South African Parliament used to say, squeeze the space for criminality. Crimes of today are from far borders, as far as Asia, Europe, North America, therefore requires a cooperation of multi-sectored approach. Interpol continue to support you and also ensure that you use the National Central Bureau, and very pivotal to that is Interpol 19 Quality Standard, which constitute a comprehensive framework designed to enhance your capability as National Central Bureaus, but also as a gateway for international police cooperation to ensure that the NCBs are in line with guidelines and are having the bolstered capacity to combat transnational organized crime and foster collaboration, not only on regional but a global scale. I would like to extend my word of encouragement to your NCBs to continue exploring the language capacities that you are lacking or you are not maximizing, such as the French and the Portuguese, which are equally Interpol official languages too. Furthermore, let me encourage you to continue urge the Francophone and the Lusophone countries to second suitably qualified regional specialized officer to Interpol Regional Bureau for Southern Africa in Harare in order to overcome your limitation of language that may cut even further than the region of Southern Africa. In addition, we encourage all SADC member countries to second officials to Regional Bureau, Harare, and Interpol. In order to input this or contribute this human resource, it's very essential to bolster the fight against transnational organized crime. My organization, which I led as a Secretary General Interpol, is committed to partner with the region in deriving solutions, tailor-made responses that will ensure that the regional security and the lower securities are equally addressed through partnership and mutual respect. I wish to point out, however, there are disparities that we have observed within the region. As Interpol continue to expand and forward and give you the resources, the databases, the SADC region continue to perform poorly, excuse me. You are accounting approximately 0.58% of global records and 0.29% of searches and 0.72% of hits on global searches. Global law enforcement agencies have published over 225,000 records, with SADC region contributing a modest of 1.1%. It is worth recalling that during the 2023 Africa Regional Conference, the SADC region committed to increase its contribution to 3%. I firmly believe that we can achieve this when we continue with our own national and regional expansion of I-247 beyond NCB to border agencies and other specialized agencies. It is worth noting that South Africa will host the upcoming Africa Regional Conference in 2025, August 27 to 29, and this is a testimony that your region is moving in the right direction. South Africa has just taken the baton from Angola, who hosted the conference. This is a testimony that the Southern Africa is not only willing to engage robustly on international police cooperation, but also to ensure that it offers its infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief of Police, guest of honor, it's not an easy feat to host a conference of that magnitude. It takes quite a lot of resources. We commend the SADC region for conservatively hosting this important region. I'm confident that SADC participation in the conference and the proceeding will provide valuable insights into complexities of transnational organized crime, ultimately contributing to effective strategies to combat this global menace. The expansion of I-247, it's very important, and cooperating partners such as the financial intelligence centers and other regional and global policing organizations equally require to have access to this important tool. In this regard, I also want to commend the regional approach where the inter-organizations are coming together and fight the scourge of organized crime. I want to commend the program of MASA here led by Afripol through AU to fight the scourge of migrant smuggling, which is a trouble and a problem for your region. The scourge seeks to do two things: training as well as operation, followed with a program of analytic report which will inform the outcome of the results. I'm pleased